hand. It's still Easter, and I thought we would make some bunny hug cookies. You might well wonder. So, one of the things you will need, would you believe, is a gingerbread cutter. Like this. Now I'm not too sure yet which size I'm going to do. It's told us in the recipe about 7 centimetres. So I'm going to try. This one's just over 7 centimetres, this one's just under 7 centimetres. And what we're going to do is, instead of being that way round, it will be this way round. And these will be the bunny ears, and these will be their little paws, and this will be their tail. Okay, so bear with me on that one. I'll put those there. Put those there. So, we will need some sugar, some soft butter, not melted butter, but soft butter. We will need some flour, some salt and baking powder, which I'm actually going to tip in there whilst I remember. We will need, just going to get that little mix. We will also need, when we've done some whisking, a little bit of milk. I couldn't be bothered putting it in a bowl for the amount I need, so a little bit of milk, 1 egg, and some vanilla. Okay, now the other thing we need is one of these, or you can use the bigger mixers, but I'm just going to use this today. So it will make a noise, and I'll press pause and then meet you in a minute. So what we're going to do is we are going to tip our softened butter into our sugar, and then we are going to whisk it until it looks pale and creamy. So here we go. I will start gradually, just incorporate that butter in with the sugar on a slow speed at the moment, and then start mixing it much faster. This is the colour it is now. It should go a lot paler than that, so I'm going to keep mixing. Okay, so it's gone a lot paler in colour, nice and fluffy. Okay, so now into that mixture we are going to add, let me just measure this out, a tablespoon of milk. Is there enough in the bottle? Tablespoon of milk, 1 egg, and a teaspoon of vanilla. So I've got a really nice vanilla paste here, but you can use vanilla essence, vanilla extract. This is really lovely. Okay, and I'm just going to give that another mix. I'll do that, we can do that together. So just give that another mix now. Start on slow and speed it up. That didn't sound very good. My whisk is making a funny noise. Ooh. Fingers crossed it gets through this recipe. And then once we've mixed all that in together, we just add our flour. Okay. Not too fast. Not a good sound, not a sleepy sound. hope that's not broken. Just giving it a little mix from the sides because it always rises up from the sides. Let's get rid of that off there. There we go. Shouldn't be long now, nearly mixed together. Nice. Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit of flour out on my, I had a little bit left over from my packet. Bring it together in the bowl with your hand to make a dough, and don't do this for too long. It needs to be as quick as we can so we're not handling it too long. There we go. Make sure you get all those bits. There we go. I'm just going to bring it together into a circle really gently. Don't want to overwork it. Okay, get all the bits off my fingers, and then we're going to put it into a disc shape. Just get a little bit of that flour off the bottom. There we go. And then it needs a little rest. So we're going to put our dough into some cling film, wrap it up in some cling film, pop it in the fridge for an hour. So my cookie dough has had an hour. I'm not waiting. Hour in the fridge. So wash my hands again. I'm going to lightly flour my work surface. I'm going to pop my dough on there, and we're going to roll it out until it's about 1/2 centimetre thick. I don't know whether you've seen any of the videos before, but I never know what 1/2 centimetre thick is when it's on my board. So I've measured 1/2 centimetre high on this piece of paper, so that when I put my piece of paper down, I can tell we're way off at the moment, aren't we? Because it's way above. But you'll see when we start rolling it out. So, and you will also need a baking tin, a tin, and some parchment paper on the top of it, like this. My oven is set at 160 degrees fan, and if you've not got a fan oven, 180 degrees. Let's get rolling. Oh, I had a feeling this might happen. And to make sure there's plenty of flour underneath. Flour on my rolling pin. I'm not going to press too hard. As I can see already, it's starting to crack a little bit, which is what cookie dough can sometimes do. We'll get there. Squish the sides back together and give it a turn so that we know it's not sticking on the bottom. Put a little bit more flour underneath. A little bit more flour on my rolling pin. That's it. There we go. It's just cracking a little bit at the edges, but we're okay. Roll it round again, squeeze my edges together. There we go. Another roll. And I have no idea what 1/2 centimetre will look like, so I'm going to get my piece of paper in a second. I just need to make sure it's even. I've got little lumps and bumps at the moment. again. All good, it's not sticking. Squeeze my edges together. Squeeze it quite nicely, I must admit. There we go. Get my piece of paper. No, it's still a little bit thick. Still a little bit thick. I'm not pressing too hard. Oops. Caught me by surprise. A bit sticky. Doesn't matter. We'll use that in the next bit. So, hope you've got your little mini eggs ready. Now they need to be the proper mini eggs, not the ones with a soft gooey centre. I believe they don't work. Oops, you've done it again. I'm rushing. You need quite a lot of flour on your rolling pin. There we go. Now I have a feeling that might be about right. I'm going to go for there. I'm going to stop there. Now I still can't decide which size gingerbread cutter to use. I'm going to have a go with both and see how they look. These might be quite dinky. So I'm just going to make sure I've got the cutting side. There we go. Come on. Oh, it's just lost an ear. Try again. Just put it in a little bit of flour. See if that makes any difference. Each cookie recipe dough, each recipe for dough is so different. I'm not wanting to come out at all. I need to get something. Hold on a minute. I'm going to use the end of this little spoon to tea. There we go. So there's my little gingerbread. I'm going to put it upside down on my board. I'm going to try a bigger one. I'm going to make sure it's got flour on the bottom. Press it in. Tease it out. That one was a bit better. Okay. I'm just going to come up here. Now, it's not very easy to see because everything's flat. I'm going to get 2 little eggs. Whether you can see, and I'm going to put my egg, I'll tell you what, I'll do it and then I'll show it to you. I'm going to put my egg in the middle of where the arms would meet, and then I'm going to bring the arms over and just stick them onto the egg. Put the egg the right way round. Oh, I think the little ones might be cuter. I'm going to mould my ears a little bit. There we go. And then I'll show you in a second with a little cocktail stick, and without going right down to the bottom and making a hole, we're going to do 2 little eyes, and I'm going to do a cross as a nose. You can just do a circle if you want. So 2 little eyes, don't go right down to the bottom, and then a little cross for the nose. You could just, as I say, do a circle or a little upside down triangle. You choose. Now, I'm going to see if I can just pop this on something so that you can have a look. Bear with me a second. This is my thing that I make with fried eggs and things, so it's had a few little injuries, so apologies for the colour of it, but I just want to be able to see if I can show you what it should look like. Are we ready? Can you see that? Oh! Nearly. Oh, my poor bunny rabbit. I've just squashed his arm. Let me show you the bigger one. Really hard. Can you see that? Yes? So I've done 2 little eyes, a little nose, and I've wrapped the arms around the egg. Okay, and then we will put them in the oven for about 8 minutes. So I'm going to finish these off now, and I'll see you when they come out of the oven. We have our little Hug Bunny cookies. They're all done. I hope yours have turned out okay. We have had a sneaky taste, and they do taste delicious. Wait for them to cool down, put them on a cooling rack, and then you can eat them. I don't think they're going to last very long in our houses. Happy Easter, everybody.